Hey, what's up, guys? Back from the deck profile here. Now, I know you guys. A lot of you guys wanted the Tri-Brigade Fire King list. You guys might notice I'm sounding kind of nasally. I've been sick for a couple days. No big deal. One thing, real quick. Obviously, you know the sign's insane, but I do want to give a big shout out to my boy YGOPD. He bought me a custom mat for my birthday in November, and it just finally came the other day. I'm so happy to show this mat to you guys. I don't even know what I just don't even know. So I might actually, I have 2 uploads to do, but I don't know which one you're going to see first. So I'll probably say the same thing in the other one. But without further ado, this is Tri-Brigade Fire Kings. Go on, babe. Look at this fucking mat. Are you fucking kidding me? This is insane. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's gorgeous. Let's get right on into it, boys. Also, I don't know which one of these videos you guys are going to see, but I hope you guys had a happy holidays. Yeah, let's get right on into it. So, main deck, I think this is 41 cards. There is one card I'll talk about. So, like I said, Tri-Brigade Fire Kings. So for the Fire King count, I'm actually only playing 1 Grunix. Some people might seem like this is insane. I think 1 Grunix is completely fine. The thing about this card too is I noticed it is, you could play 2 if you wanted to. I just haven't. The second one hasn't really come up because of the Tri-Brigade engine. It's more or less that if this one does get banished, you just end up summoning it back off the trap and then putting it back in the graveyard. So that's kind of where I was at, and I didn't want to play one more card in my deck that didn't do anything. And then obviously 3 Kieran. This is probably the most important card in the deck. You know what I mean, other than Ponix. But this deck has kind of like a bunch of walkarounds, if you will. I'm going to talk a little bit about this stuff, you know, as I go through. But I think 1 Grunix. If you guys want to test it, you let me know. I'm actually still playing 2 Arvada and the 1 Brong. I think this is completely fine. The one thing about this too is the 10 key access kind of gives us different points of access to the deck, because the one thing I like about this deck more than the pure one is it has a little more push. It's kind of like how I talked about with the Earth Machine Heavy Samurai deck, where you don't just go normal summon effect of Harvester, you know what I mean, normal summon Gear Frame, whatever. In this deck too, it's the same thing, where if you add the Heavy Samurai engine into Earth Machines to have a pen summon, it's the same thing with the Tri-Brigades, where you have an extra push to summon, you know, stuff and do things that are like progressive towards your game state. Plus, I think Crow might be a little bit more important coming soon, so I might end up playing 2 Grunix still. But I honestly just enjoyed the Tri-Brigade list more than I did the pure one. I don't know if that says anything, but the 1 Barong I think is completely fine, and the 2 Arvada is completely fine too. So Arvada is very good against certain matchups. So for the Tri-Brigade stuff, I'm actually just playing 2 Fractal, 3 Kit, 2 Nerval, and 1 Crass. So I was playing 3, 2, 2. As testing went on, I cut this down to 1, and the Fractal also went down to 2. I found that the most important card in this engine is obviously Kit, just because it accesses the whole engine. So, you know what I mean? Nerval kind of annoys me, but it goes with something in the honorable mentions. Obviously, you can probably guess, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. The 1 Crass is completely fine, too. I don't think there's ever been a game where I was playing where I was like, wow, I'm going to resolve 2 Crass. I think that's still just completely normal. And as much as I hate it, 3 Ash. I think this card's getting more progressively good after the ban list. I think you guys might see this upload on Wednesday. I think I might do the other one first, because I'm going to talk more about the ban list. But obviously, guys, also when I saw the mat, the Infernity Archfiend went back to 3. I will probably have an Infernity list for you sometime. It's going to take some work, though. So 3 Ash. And then the last one was the 3 Fenrir. Fenrir is insane in this deck for multiple different reasons. It's more or less the fact that it's a +1, so when you do use the Fairy Jit effect, or you do use the Fire Tri-Brigade link to add the trap, you can put the extra Fenrir that you search back on the bottom. So it's really, you know, it's very good. So I enjoy this. And then for the spells, just the Called By, the the Skyburn, I think this, more testing with this deck, I think Skyburn is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck, period. I think this card's just absolutely incredible. I honestly would consider playing two. I would definitely 100% side the second one. I think this card just does everything you need to do all the time. So, and then just two Fire King Island. I don't think you ever need more than that. And then the Sanctuary. Me and my boy Cody were testing today. Shout out my boy Cody. Love you, bro. And let alone he got me a original 151 Scarlet and Violet ETB, and I pulled Insane in it. But we were testing with this deck, and I think two Sanctuary is fine, but I still wanted to play three. Obviously, this deck is still very vulnerable to Droll, and that's just something you can't avoid. So I you know. And then the only thing I have something to say about Prosperity. So this card in this deck, this card is very good, but it's also just a horrible card in this deck. So I am playing the Heat Soul Sunlight Wolf stuff to do the draws that makes this card not good. But the thing about this card that I'm still kind of indifferent on is the fact that you're banishing from your extra deck when the Tri-Brigade stuff is so... It has so many ways that it can go depending on the game state that you don't want to take out a certain card just because you're like, oh, I don't think I'll need that, and then you end up needing it, and it was like detrimental, and you're just like, I'm still not really sold on Prosperity in the Tri-Brigade list. In the normal list, you would 100% play it. And then I'm playing 3 Cosmic Cyclone in the main. This was one of my favorite cards, honestly, playtesting. I fucking hate this card. This card lost me one game in a regional in 2018 because of time. It could have just been MST, but this card is just very insane right now. So I think maining is completely fine. I 100% would just keep 3 in the main. And then the last card is the 3 10 keys. Minor Italian, the Fuococo. I don't know. The third one of this was my 41st card, as dumb as that sounds. It was fine. I think it was more or less because I wanted to side one of them out. I think 2 is completely fine if you want to play it. Obviously, this deck, once again, like I mentioned, still hard loses to Droll, but it is what it is. And then, but the Tri-Brigade stuff kind of gives you an extra layer to that after you, if you open decent enough. And then the last card in the deck is the Tri-Brigade Revolt. Obviously, this card's insane. So, and then for the extra deck, the extra dip. Just one of the Grunix Exceeds. I think one is completely fine. I seldomly summon this. I am playing Ding. So this card is incredible as to the fact that you can summon this first to do a lot of the protecting from destruction is important. Also, there has been some lines of play which I once again, if you guys want in the comments, I will upload a rekindling list. I just think rekindling is just too insane to ignore. But it's more or less you make Ding first, so then you can make the Grunix Succeed and then save your board. And then the last Exceed is the Typhon. Zeus is not good in this deck at all. Even though it is good in the mirror match, if you side Talents or something, you could play Zeus. But sometimes you'll Zeus and it'll wipe the Fire King Island, which also wipes the Zeus. So it is kind of bad. But then for the links, just the Link Karibo. The Almirage comes up sometime. For this play, you have to normal summon this. Also, this is a fire, so you can normal summon Nerval, make Almirage, you'll search, whatever, and then you can pop this for the Fire King Island. And then I'm playing the one, Lightheart. I don't even know what the fuck this card is. I summoned it one time. I always banish this card off of Prosperity. It's only good for certain game points. That's why this deck's kind of hard to play with, because the extra deck is so strange for Tri-Brigades. And then obviously the one ancient fucking whatever this card is. This card's very good. The one Fairy Jit, the one of these, the SP, the Hida, and the Sunlight Wolf is the last link too. So, and then for the last of the links, obviously the one Decode Talker. And then the only link 4s is the one Omen and the one Access Code Talker. One thing I do think, if I go super crazy with this deck, I think I might focus more on Omen. I think that is like the better card, just because I like to keep all the cards out of the graveyard. I'm not playing the Tri-Brigade Link 3. There is a bunch of combo lines for that. I never even needed it. Same with Zealantis combos and stuff. For honorable mentions, I do want to talk about these: the Anima, the Circle, Second Skyburn. This was another one. Goes with the Nermal stuff. Just because you can side in these, you can make these off of Tri-Brigades to make this card live. This card's incredible. And then, like I said, I think DD Crow is going to be very good soon. So this card's also just free in Tri-Brigades too. So on the other Fairy Jit, the Tri-Heart, obviously you can't summon Tri-Heart with Tri-Brigade effects. Just want to note that, otherwise this would be like one of the most insane cards ever. There's the Tri-Brigade Link 3, the other Omen I have, there's the Atlantis, just the Alphas. And then I want to talk about this card, Tri-Brigade Showdown. This card is incredible if the game state is correct. This is just add back from Banlist when you special a Beast Warrior, Winged Beast. And then it has like the King Sark effect where if Tri-Brigade battles, it just returns the opponent's monster to the hand, which I thought was kind of cool. And then just this stuff if you want to play more of any of this shit. So, yeah, guys, I really enjoyed this deck. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know what you think. If you guys want the rekindling list, I'll probably play it with Horus and stuff and all that stuff. So, I'll see you guys later. Cheers.